the lack of education. We don't know what to do, where to go, what our need is.
Probably the organization of the social security system
is the need to have an appropriate health systems which are functioning to meet the needs of the people who need it most in the remote and rural areas.
For trans people, the biggest barrier to access is actually the receptionist, who looks at our passport and says, this person cannot be Miss Eisfeld.
Significant barrier to access to services to my country, Zimbabwe, is transport. Transport to the health facilities.
Look, in Asia, no one knows what gender is, and people don't talk about it much. That is the barrier.
For me, the access as a patient is a treatment, and currently free trade agreements between EU, EFTA and all other these big developed countries which is going to do with all countries is the big barrier for my treatment, my access treatment.
I feel that the most significant barrier to access to treatment many a times at community level is stigma and discrimination. And most importantly also the aspect of people not having information on what kind of services are available at the facility.
And we have seen access means services, ARVs, treatment in general from malaria, TB. That's access. It's not just giving drugs. It's giving everything. That's what I'm really putting.
Accountability means that the whole approach is responsive to the community. So I think there is a mechanism lacking in Global Fund process.
Clear accountability to me means clear transparency between the community and the Global Fund. And Global Fund should ensure that there should be proper mechanism that information flows down to the community and community knows that there is a program, Global Fund as such for them.
Para mí rendición de cuentas es primero poder demostrar la transparencia de los procesos, sobre todo en el Fondo Global, de que todo el mundo esté consciente de cómo se están asignando los recursos.
It means that you have to be responsible to the community that you serve.
Accountability means leadership and governance and organization. So if this is in place, we can achieve our goals.
La rendición de cuentas también tiene que ver cómo los recursos benefician a las poblaciones que realmente lo necesitan.
For me, accountability means getting the resources to the right people at the right time. Because how do we want to think about focusing on results when we don't seem to be accountable? And therefore, if people who need the services on the ground are not benefiting from them, then we are not being accountable.
But to me, is spending the money right. We talk of corruption, you talk of other issues, but if the money is being spent rightly, and really we serve the people, that's what is called accountability.
To highlight the needs of the disadvantaged, poor and gender discriminated people, whether they are transgender or gays or others.
Ensure equity and coverage for all.
Again, if there is transparency, people will come and tell what is going wrong, and I'm sure these things will definitely help Global Fund and everybody to maintain the human rights of people.
The Global Fund can take a much stronger role in advocacy around free trade agreements, ensuring that we keep the cost of medicines down and available to all.
In terms of protecting human rights, let's empower people to know their rights. most importantly, I feel so bad that MDR TB patients continue to be put in isolation facilities.
And what they have done to address it. So Global Fund has to reflect in them and then be very strong, getting across the masses that the recipient countries that criminalization of MAPs no longer tolerated.
Não somos o futuro das nações, somos o presente. Nada sem nós, tudo com nós.